Hi there, and welcome to our final week of Ready Steady Read. We have 3 more activities for you before school starts in September, and I did want to let you know that from September onwards, you can continue to access loads of games and activities. You get 3 a week, plus a bunch of bonus activities and resources and flashcards and extra support, all within Ready Steady Read, the mini membership that I am creating. If you want to find out more about it, you can click the link in the description or pop over to genteachersreading.co.uk/RSR, standing for Ready Steady Read, and find out everything that's included. There's going to be a huge amount in there. There already is a huge amount in there, but each week you will get 3 activities like we've done over the summer, but you'll get them emailed directly to you, so you can just open them up and play them straight away with your little one. You'll also get all of the bonus resources, the bonus activities, extra videos like I've done throughout all of this to help you support your child throughout their year one schooling. It will follow along with the school as well, alongside the national curriculum, so that you know that what you're doing matches what your children will be doing in school and that you can continue to support them throughout. So if you are interested, as I say, click the link to find out. But otherwise, let's get started with today's activity, which is I Know a Word. Now, this is a great blending activity to help our kids retune their ears into blending sounds. So this is where we are encouraging them to use their reasoning skills alongside their blending to work out what we are talking about. So there are a few different levels for this game, and we'll start with the most basic one. We want to say the phrase, I know a word that, and level 1 is sounds like something else. So I know a word that sounds like cat. So we're encouraging our children to hear the word cat and think of all of the rhyming words that are similar to that. Now, this is the easiest level, but some kids will find it easier than others. Some kids really struggle with rhyming, and that's okay. We can continue to work on that. But the idea is they would then list off bat, mat, fat, hat, all of the words that rhyme with cat, hearing those chunks of that word. If they're finding that tricky, you can always say, I know a word that rhymes with cat, you wear it on your head. So you're then limiting what it could be for your child. Level 2 would be, I know a word that starts with, and then a sound. This is harder than the rhyming one because you're looking at an individual sound, an individual phoneme, rather than the end chunk of the rhyme. And again, you tell your child the sound and they have to guess. I know a word that starts with s, and they might say snake, sock, sandals, so on and so forth until they get to the right word. And level 3 is the biggest challenge of all. This is I know a word that has a, so this is where you're using a sound that is not at the start of the word, it's somewhere else. The middle sound is always the hardest, so it might be that you say something like, I know a word that has an sound in it. So you're encouraging your child to think, okay, what do I know that has an This can be really, really challenging. So I highly recommend you play it as a sort of I Spy, where your child can look around and use the things around them to support them with it. But it is a challenge. So you might also want to use the ending sound. So I know a word that has an E in it. Tree, for example, or she, or he, or we, so on and so forth. So those are the 3 different levels of this activity. The reason this is great is because it's, again, tuning your child's ears back into those blending skills, hearing those sounds within words, and using their reasoning skills to work out what it is that you're suggesting. So the 3 levels cover rhyming, alliteration, and blending skills, and phonic sounds as well, all in one section. This is a great game to play when you're out and about or when you have 5 seconds to do something, because it's challenging both blending and listening for those individual sounds without needing any resources or any time to do anything. So hopefully you find that useful. Hopefully you give it a go. I would love to know what level you think your child is at and what you are going to ask them to say. Now this is called Can You Find It? And this is a really, really easy activity to set up because your child does all of the work. So for this, all you need is a few flashcards. Ideally have some that your child is working on or that your child needs to practice. If you're not sure, any flashcard will do. It will still be training your child's phonics skills. But what you want to do is show them the sound and say, okay, can you find an object in the house that has this sound in it? So we don't want to say that starts with this sound because that's a bit easy at this point. We want to say that has this sound in it because that includes start with the sound if your child wants to do that, but it also means that you can use digraphs, you can use trigraphs, and encourage your child to look for harder sounds, harder objects. So for example, with this one, they go and find something that starts with S. They might find a sock, a sandal, whatever, but they put the flashcard next to it and you can then go, that was fantastic, well done. Or they can bring it to you so you can continue to get on with your day while they're doing this activity. Then you could give them another one. So firstly, that could be it for the day. That's absolutely fine. If they've gone and done one thing, they've trained their phonics, they've practiced their phonics, amazing, done. If they're excited and you want them to keep doing things, you can give them another sound. A digraph or a trigraph is going to be harder. Digraph is 2 letters that make one sound, like A, E, and trigraph is 3 letters that makes one sound, like I, air, for example. So you can give them the trigraph or the digraph and send them off to find something. So for example, if they are given the trigraph I, they might go and find a light or some tights because they're trying to find something that has that sound in it. I should say, don't worry if the spelling is wrong. We're just focusing on the sound. So if your child goes to find an I and they find either a toy eye, which they might do, you never know, or a pie, even though those are not spelled with IGH, that is not a problem because it's still the same sound, so that's great. But again, this is just practicing your child's phonics skills. It's helping them tune their brain back in, use their reasoning, look at all the things in the environment that might have the same sound and practice that. And again, it's something that you can do at any time when you want them to burn off a little bit of energy. It can be a minute long. It doesn't have to be very long at all. You can do a few sounds at a time if you want to extend it, but it's a quick and easy one that you could do even as you walk through the front door after school. Hi there, and welcome to this final video from Ready Steady Read in August. But today's activity is all about vocabulary. Now, vocabulary is one of those lesser known pillars of reading that lots of people forget about. If the stronger your vocabulary is, the easier you find reading because you understand more of the words. They make sense in context. So it's easier to read them, it's easier to pick them up, it's easier to work on them. So today's activity is a vocabulary activity. It's a very simple one. It's called categories. And this is great for playing with your wider family if they're around. It's great for on the go. It's great for a car journey. It's great for playing with older kids and younger kids as well, because it's very easy to adapt it to your child's level. Ultimately, what you want to do is tell your child, okay, we are going to play the game categories. I choose a category, and then we have to think of different things that fit in that category. If someone repeats it, they're out. Repeat something that's said before, they're out. Otherwise, we just keep going. So you can then choose whatever category you'd like. You could choose birds, dinosaurs, fruit, cutlery, the options are endless, genuinely. And this is where it's really useful to play with family, because you can have people with different levels of experiences, different experiences in general, who might be able to add to that category in a way that your little one might not have realized. So if you're choosing fruit, for example, someone might say guava, they might not know what that is. So you can then pause, have a look at what that is, and you've then added to their vocabulary. This is, as I say, great for their wider reading skills, because they will then understand what this is, what these new words are. They'll have heard them before, so they'll find it easier to read them in books, and they'll have a greater understanding of the book that they've read as well. So it's a really simple one, but it does have a big impact. So that's all from me today. That's in fact all from me for all of these activities. So as you know, from September, I am opening the doors to my mini membership, which is called Ready Steady Read, where you can access 3 activities each week. They're sent straight to your inbox, as well as in bulk on the Saturday. So if you prefer forward planning, you can absolutely do that. Open it up on Saturday, find out everything you're going to be doing and prepare yourself. But if you are a bit more like me and you want something that you can do then and there, you get it sent to your inbox on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So as soon as you get home with the kids, you can open up your email, play the game. They've done their phonics for the day. Amazing. Off they go. Each activity is less than 5 minutes long. I've made sure that the most time for setup is 5 minutes and the most time to play it is 5 minutes. And that is a very, very rare activity. Most require no setup at all and maybe take between 1 minute and 3 minutes to play. So it's something that you can be doing at home with very little prep, very little energy, because we all know we're all tired. But that will absolutely be supporting your child with their reading, with their phonics, and encouraging them to enjoy reading as well, so that when they come to sit down with their phonics book, they are better than they remember themselves being, because they're practicing all of these. If you've had a chance to look through all of the activities that I've posted throughout this month, this is an idea of what it will be like. Obviously, it's slightly different because we are in August, so we've been doing sort of transitional ticking over activities between reception into year 1. From the 1st of September, we will be looking at activities that match up with the school. So we'll be going over sounds that your child is practicing at school, and adding in the resources and the activities that they will likely be doing. So for example, in September in year 1, we are focusing on adjacent consonants, which is the biggest reading roadblock that most kids face, is that difficulty with blending adjacent sounds. So k and all in clap, for example. A lot of children say cap or lap because they find blending really hard. So we'll be doing loads of activities to support that, alongside phonics, tricky words, spotting digraphs, all of the extra stuff that your child will be doing within school that will support their reading, not just now, but forever. So you can always go back to these activities, keep them for yourself, utilize them as many times as you want. But if you only play one activity a week, 5 minutes, amazing. They will have done more than 90% of the kids in their class, and also you will be supporting their reading and supporting their fluency as well. So without further ado, if you want to check that out, you can go to genteachersreading.co.uk/RSR for Ready Steady Read, or you can just click the link in the description, wherever that is, and go and have a look. But it would be lovely to see you in there. But otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic start of term, and I'll see you hopefully very soon.